Even as a young girl, certain sounds triggered intense reactions within me. The innocent sounds of chewing, gum popping, or nail clipping weren't just unpleasant, they were unbearable. These sounds sparked a fury within me that I couldn't understand. The schoolroom scenes on set became my personal torment. The cacophony of my fellow child actors fidgeting, whispering, and shuffling was agonizing. I would feel my face flush crimson, my eyes welling up. A feeling of overwhelming anger and frustration would wash over me. I desperately wanted to escape the suffocating noise. I knew my reactions were extreme, and that fueled my shame. I felt like a monster trapped in a world of unbearable sounds.
Melissa Gilbert, America's sweetheart from Little House on the Prairie, hid a secret struggle. For years, Melissa suffered in silence. She had no name for what she was experiencing, no explanation for the intense emotions that gripped her. She internalized the shame, believing she was simply a bad person for reacting so strongly to everyday sounds. The weight of her secret became heavier with time. It affected her relationships, her work, and her sense of self. Melissa tried to cope by avoiding trigger sounds, but it was a losing battle. The world seemed designed to torment her. Her family, unaware of the neurological basis for her reactions, was often left bewildered and hurt. They couldn't comprehend why seemingly innocuous sounds could elicit such rage. Melissa, unable to explain herself, retreated further into herself.
Years later, a glimmer of hope emerged. I finally discovered the name for my tormentor, misofonía. Learning that my condition had a name, that I wasn't alone, was a revelation. For the first time, I felt understood. I dove into research, desperate to understand the condition that had haunted me for so long. I learned that misophonia is a neurological disorder that causes intense negative reactions to specific sounds. It wasn't a personal failing, it was a real treatable condition. Armed with this knowledge, I connected with the Duke Center for Misophonia and Emotional Regulation. This beacon of hope offered me the chance to finally break free from the chains of my condition.
Melissa Gilbert's journey toward understanding and managing her misophonia marked a turning point in her life. Section 4. Embracing CBT. The experts at Duke introduced Melissa to cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, a therapy designed to help individuals change their thought patterns and behaviors.
It wasn't a quick fix, but rather a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Through CBT, Melissa learned to identify her triggers, understand her reactions, and develop coping mechanisms.
She practiced mindfulness techniques, learning to observe her emotions without judgment. She learned to challenge the negative thoughts that fueled her anger and frustration.
The therapy was challenging, requiring honesty, vulnerability, and hard work. But Melissa was determined to reclaim her life.
She embraced the tools and techniques offered by CBT, finding strength in her commitment to healing. Section 5. A newfound freedom. Gradually, Melissa began to experience a newfound freedom. The grip of misophonia loosened.
I still experienced triggers, but my reactions were no longer automatic or uncontrollable. I had developed the tools to navigate the world without being ruled by sound.
Melissa's relationships blossomed. She was able to connect with loved ones on a deeper level, no longer held back by fear and shame. Her home, once a minefield of potential triggers, became a sanctuary of peace and understanding.
My journey wasn't just about personal healing, it became a mission to help others. I knew that countless individuals suffered in silence, unaware of the help that was available. I was determined to use my platform to shine a light on misophonia and empower others to seek treatment.
Section 6. A beacon of hope. Melissa Gilbert, the brave little girl from Walnut Grove, had transformed into a beacon of hope for millions. She partnered with the Duke Center for Misophonia and Emotional Regulation, lending her voice to raise awareness and advocate for research.
My story resonated with people around the world. My courage in sharing my vulnerability gave others permission to step out of the shadows and seek help.
She became a powerful advocate, reminding everyone that misophonia is not a life sentence, but a condition that can be managed and overcome. Melissa's journey is a testament to the transformative power of knowledge, therapy, and self-compassion. Her story reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, hope, healing, and happiness are always within reach.